Ohai. Sozopol, the city in southeast Bulgaria. In the 19th century this city was known in Russia in a transcription Sozopol. Sozopol is in 34 km to the east-southeast from Burgas. The city is located on the small peninsula crashing into the Black Sea. Close Sozopol is the largest Bulgarian island in the Black Sea, St. Ivan. Transitional and Mediterranean climate. Average annual temperature is 25 degrees. Sozopol, the oldest Bulgarian city on the Black Sea coast. The pioneer settlement in these parts arose in 4-3 millennium BB. Bronze Age. In 610 on this place natives of Miletus founded the Greek colony of Apollonius called in honor of god Apollo, and the 14-meter statue of Apollo is erected. In 72 BB the Roman commander Mark Terence Veron Lucal took and destroyed to Apollonius, and took out an above-mentioned statue to Rome, where she also stays still. During the Russian-Turkish War of 1828-1829 the Turkish fortress Sozopol, Sozopol, was taken on February 15, 1829 by a group from the Russian battleships, Empress Maria, Panalamon, and Pimen, Rafael and Evsta 5 frigates and 3 cannonersky boats headed by the Rear Admiral Mikhail Nikolaevich Kumani. 335 tools and 1162 paratroopers. The plan of capture of fortress was approved personally by the Emperor Nicholas I. Within February 15 all coastal batteries of the opponent were suppressed by fire of the Russian ship tools, and in the morning on February 16 under cover of fog of 500 Russian paratroopers were put ashore. Having caught sight of them, the Turkish garrison, 1,600 people, left Sozopol. The head of the Turkish garrison Hamil Pasha was taken prisoner, 2 banners, 11 tools, a large number of ammunition and food became trophies of Russians. After capture of the city Russians right there began to build in new strengthenings. On March 28, 1829 the Turkish troops, the Ord infantry, 1,800 of a cavalry, made a desperate attempt to return Sozopol. Storm of fortress continued all day, but was beaten successfully off by joint forces of the Russian army, fleet and surf artillery. During fight 27 sailors and the soldier in fortresses and 5 sailors by the ships died. For capture of Sozopol the Rear Admiral M.N. Kumani was awarded the Orders of St. Anna of the first degree, and 2 guns taken in Sozopol were presented to the cities of Sevastopol and Nikolaev. In 1841 in honor of capture of the city the 60-gun frigate of the Russian fleet of Sozopol was called. Now in Sozopol, a part of a fortification, witnesses to fights of 1829 remained, and a plaque in memory of the Russian officers, sailors and soldiers storming fortress, and then protecting her is unveiled. On April 19, 1829 in Sozopol the operational base of the Black Sea Fleet was developed. The legendary Russian brig Mercury, under command of the Lieutenant Commander A. 1. Kazarsky, came for the fight with 2 Turkish linear ships which glorified him on May 14, 1829 from Sozopol and returned to Sozopol. In the summer of 1829 in the city the plague which claimed the lives of 1.5 thousand people raged. Church of Brothers Kirill and Methody, 1888. And remains of medieval Church of Nikolai, The most part of the Greek population left the city as a result of riots of 1906. Nevertheless, in 1920, 2000 Sozopol remained mainly the Greek city. In January 1920 in the city there arrived from the Crimea the big party. About 100 people of hard wounded Russian officers from a company of the Sozopol Officer Battalion for Disabled. They lived in incredibly difficult conditions. Spent the night on attics in sheds directly on pier. Nevertheless, in December 1920 they founded the Sozopolsky Union of the Russian Crippled Soldiers, the first similar association in the territory of Bulgaria. By 1921 Sozopolsky disabled people were lodged by a part in Novozagori, a part in Knyazevo. Ancient part of the city, the architectural reserve. In it the wooden houses of fishermen built in the 19th century prevail. Sometimes stone houses of construction of the beginning of the 20th century and the 1930th years meet. In general the old city remains an old part of Nesibau. However, old Sozopol much Kameny is worse adapted for tourists as the majority of houses occupy not cafe, restaurants and souvenir shops, but premises. The two-storied building of Mail. The beginning of the 20th century. And the building of fishing school. The beginning of the 20th century. Which is nowadays deserted, located on the small island of St. Quiricus, are distinguished from architectural sites of the old city. Since 1925 the city actively is under construction on the Cape Harmonite, called so because of a set of mills, Harmon, which were here in ancient times. The last mills were demolished in the 1950th years, but also now their images are one of city symbols. In the 1940th years on Harmony to the big pillbox covering Sozopol from the sea, however in fighting was also constructed he didn't participate in, now is deserted. On February 9, 1948 two Supermarine Spitfire Low-Femke 9 fighters of the Air Force of Turkey crossed the Bulgaro-Turkish border at the village of Rezovo and made invasion into country airspace. They were hit at the city of Sozopol. Near Sozopol there is an archaeological museum in which it is possible to see a rich collection of the Greek vases. Residents of Sozopol are proud of the street, church, Virgin with the remarkable iconostasis executed by local woodcarvers. Old and new parts of the city are connected by the boulevard laid in the 1950th years and the part broken at the same time on the seashore, the entrance to which is opened by a memorial arch with names of the local natives who fell during the First Balkan, World War I and World War II of wars. The main arteries of the city, Apollonija Street, Old Town Center, Republikansk and Ropotomo, most shops, restaurants and entertaining institutions exactly there is concentrated. In 2012, when carrying out excavation in Sozopol, two medieval burials were open. The thorax of skeletons was pierced with iron wedges. Such precautionary measures, in old times, were taken in respect of alleged vampires. They didn't rise from a grave. Initially being the fishing settlement, Sozopol began to develop gradually as the resort still in the mid-20s. Active advertising of Sozopol as resort in Bulgaria began in the 1960th years. Now Sozopol is one of attractive tourist places of Bulgaria. In recent years many new hotels are constructed. In the city the wide beach is located. In the city more than 600 restaurants, taverns, bars, discos, pleasure national institutions which care for good mood of tourists. Commit. Mayor of Community of Sozopol, Tikhomir Yordanov Yunakiov. SP, the Bulgarian Socialist Party. By results of elections to Government of Community. Monuments. Memorial plate to the Russian, Bulgarian and Greek seamen, soldiers and officers who were at war with the Ottoman Empire in Fortress Sozopol from February 17 to July 7, 1829. Memorial plate to the Russian, Bulgarian and Greek seamen, soldiers and officers who were at war with the Ottoman Empire in Fortress Sozopol from February 17 to July 7, 1829. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.